Have you ever heard a native English speaker say they're burning the midnight oil or thinking outside the box at work and wondered exactly what they meant? Today, we're learning the 10 most important work idioms that native speakers use constantly. And trust me, you need to understand these if you want to sound fluent in professional English. Welcome back to Daily English Edge. I'm here to teach you 10 essential English idioms about work and productivity. These are real expressions that native speakers use every single day in offices, meetings, and emails around the world. By the end of this video, you'll understand these idioms so well that you can use them naturally in your own conversations. Let's start. The first idiom is burning the midnight oil. This means to work very late at night, usually because you have a lot of work to do or a deadline is coming soon. For example, if you have a big project due tomorrow and you're working until midnight, you are burning the midnight oil. A native speaker might say, "I was burning the midnight oil last night to finish that report." This doesn't mean you actually have oil or fire. It's just a way of saying you worked very hard for a long time. You'll hear this expression in offices everywhere, especially when people are stressed about deadlines. The second idiom is hit the ground running. This means to start something immediately and with a lot of energy and speed. When you join a new job, if you want to make a good impression, you need to hit the ground running. That means you start working hard right away. A native speaker might say, "She hit the ground running on her first day at the company." It comes from a military expression about soldiers jumping from a helicopter and immediately starting their mission. Today, we use it for any situation where someone starts something new and does it with full enthusiasm and effort. Our third idiom is think outside the box. This means to solve a problem in a creative or unusual way instead of using traditional methods. In business meetings, managers love when employees think outside the box. A native speaker might say, "We need to think outside the box if we want to solve this problem." The box represents normal, traditional thinking. When you think outside of it, you're thinking in a new and different way. This is actually a very popular expression in modern business culture, and if you can use it naturally in meetings, you'll sound like a native speaker. The fourth idiom is get down to business. This means to stop socializing or wasting time and start focusing on the actual work or the important topic. When a meeting starts and people have finished with small talk, the manager might say, "Okay, let's get down to business." It means stop chatting and start working. Native speakers use this constantly. You might hear, "I appreciate the coffee, but we need to get down to business now." It's a polite way of saying, "Let's focus on what really matters." Understanding this idiom will help you follow meetings and conversations naturally. Our fifth idiom is go the extra mile. This means to do more than what is expected or required. If someone works hard and does more than their job description says, they are going the extra mile. A native speaker might say, "Sarah really goes the extra mile for our clients." This is a very positive thing in business culture. It means someone is dedicated, hardworking, and willing to do more than the minimum. The opposite would be someone who only does exactly what they have to do. If you want to succeed in English-speaking workplaces, learning to understand and use this idiom shows you understand workplace values. Our sixth idiom is meet a deadline. A deadline is the last day or the time when you must finish something. To meet a deadline means to finish your work exactly on time or before the deadline. For example, if a project is due on Friday and you finish it on Friday, you met the deadline. Native speakers say this constantly. "Can you meet the deadline for this project?" means, "Can you finish it on time?" This isn't really an idiom in the traditional sense, but it's absolutely essential vocabulary for work. If you can't use this phrase naturally, people won't understand your work situation. The seventh idiom is pull an all-nighter. This means to stay awake the entire night, usually to finish work or study. All-nighter is a noun that describes the whole night. For example, a student might pull an all-nighter before an exam, or a professional might pull an all-nighter to finish a big project. A native speaker might say, "I pulled an all-nighter last night and I'm exhausted." It's different from burning the midnight oil because all-nighter means the whole night, while burning midnight oil just means working very late. This is very common in formal English that you'll hear in offices, especially when there are tight deadlines. Our eighth idiom is the ball is in your court. This means it's now your responsibility to take action or make the next move. It comes from tennis, where players hit a ball back and forth. If it's your turn to hit the ball, it's in your court. In business, if someone gives you a project, they might say, the ball is in your court now. This means it's your job to do something with it. A native speaker might say in an email, I've sent you all the information. The ball is in your court. Understanding this phrase helps you follow workplace conversations and emails naturally. Our ninth idiom is cut corners. This means to do something poorly or quickly by skipping important steps to save time or money. For example, if a company cuts corners on quality to save money, they're not doing things properly. A native speaker might say, we can't cut corners on this project. Quality is too important. It's generally a negative expression. The opposite would be to do something properly and completely. Understanding this phrase is important because you need to know when something is being done carelessly or incompletely. You'll hear this in discussions about quality and standards. Our 10th and final idiom is wear many hats. This means to have many different responsibilities or jobs. A person who wears many hats does many different things in their work. For example, at a small company, one person might be responsible for marketing, sales, and customer service. A native speaker would say, in this job you wear many hats. This comes from the idea that wearing different hats means playing different roles. It's a very common expression in modern business where people often have multiple responsibilities. If you can use this idiom naturally, native speakers will immediately recognize you as someone who understands professional English. Congratulations! You've just learned 10 essential English idioms about work and productivity that native speakers use every single day. Now, here's what I want you to do. Pick 3 of these idioms and use them in sentences about your own work life. Write them down, or even better, record yourself saying them. The more you practice, the more natural they'll sound when you use them in real conversations. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to Daily English Edge. We upload a brand new English lesson every single day, and each one is designed to help you speak English fluently and naturally. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.